Hello students, in this lesson, we will learn about portable fire extinguishers. According to the SULAS Convention, each vessel should be equipped with sufficient portable fire extinguishers in its living and service areas, machinery areas, kitchens, and fire control stations, and keep these devices in a readily available state to control the spread of fire or extinguish small fires that have just begun. Knowledge important.
We'll examine in detail each type of fire extinguisher on board a vessel and understand how each of them works and in which situation they should be used. Water fire extinguisher. This fire extinguisher is used to extinguish Class A fires, which involve wood, paper, cloth, rubber, and certain types of plastics. It operates by cooling the surface of the fuel, removing the heat element of the fire triangle. Important: never use water to extinguish fires caused by flammable liquids. Water is highly ineffective for extinguishing this type of fire and may worsen the situation by spreading the fire. Never use water to extinguish an electrical fire. Water is a good conductor of electricity and can cause electrocution. Electrical equipment must be unplugged and/or de-energized before using a water fire extinguisher on an electrical fire. Foam fire extinguisher. This fire extinguisher is particularly effective for extinguishing Class A and Class B fires, involving flammable liquids such as gasoline, oil, and paint. It works by creating a foamy solution that suppresses the flame, interrupts the contact with oxygen, and cools the surface of the burning material. Important: do not use a foam fire extinguisher to extinguish Class E fires. It contains water, which can conduct electricity. Powder fire extinguisher. This fire extinguisher is suitable for extinguishing Class A, Class B, and Class C fires. It contains dry powder that suppresses the flame, disrupts the oxidizer, and hinders the access of oxygen to the combustible material. It can also be used for extinguishing small Class D fires involving combustible metals. Important: when using a powder fire extinguisher, be aware that the powder may cause damage to electronic equipment and impair visibility due to the formation of a powder cloud. The powder can also be irritating to the respiratory system, so it is recommended to avoid inhaling it. CO2 fire extinguisher. This fire extinguisher is effective for extinguishing Class B and Class C fires. It contains carbon dioxide, CO2, in liquid form, which, upon discharge, forms a gaseous environment that excludes oxygen from the source of the flame and cools the combustible material. Important: do not use a CO2 fire extinguisher to extinguish Class A fires, as it may be ineffective in cooling combustible materials of this class. Be cautious, as the discharged gas stream can be very cold and cause frostbite or injury. Wet chemical fire extinguisher. This fire extinguisher is designed for extinguishing Class F fires, which involve the burning of fats and oils, such as vegetable and animal oils, kitchen grease. It contains a special wet chemical solution that creates foam, cools the surface of the burning fats, and suppresses the flame. Important: the wet chemical fire extinguisher is specifically designed for Class F fires and is not recommended for extinguishing other classes of fires. It is important to use this fire extinguisher correctly, following the instructions, to prevent the spread of fire or the danger of splashing burning liquid. These are detailed descriptions for each of the mentioned types of fire extinguishers. Each one has its own characteristics and is intended for extinguishing specific classes of fires. It is important to follow the manufacturer's instructions and recommendations when using fire extinguishers to ensure safety and effective fire suppression. Thank you for watching.
Learning target. 1. Master the classification of portable fire extinguishers. 2. Master the knowledge related to the use and maintenance of portable fire extinguishers. Study contents. 1. Equipment requirements. 2. Classification of fire extinguishers. 3. Precautions for use. 4. Practical operation. 5. 6. Test. Study content. 1. Equipment requirements. 1. Circle your total tons 5. 2. The total weight of all fire extinguishers is 23 kg and the CO2 mass is 5 kg. 2. Capacity 9L. Living quarters are not equipped with CO2. Study content 2. Classification of fire extinguishers. 1. Dry powder fire extinguisher. Dry powder fire extinguishers rely on propulsion, usually carbon dioxide or nitrogen, to spray. Dry powder for extinguishing operations, mainly used to extinguish initial fires of flammable liquids, gases, or electrical equipment. 2. Foam fire extinguisher. The foam extinguisher uses carbon dioxide or nitrogen as the driving gas to eject foam for extinguishing, which is mainly used to extinguish the initial fire of flammable liquid fire and ordinary solid fire. CO2 fire extinguisher consists of a cylinder, a bottle valve, a spray system, and other components. It mainly relies on suffocation and partial cooling to extinguish fires. Due to its characteristic of not producing pollution after extinguishing fires, it is mainly used for initial fires in electrical equipment, instruments, etc. Study content. 3. Fire extinguisher usage and precautions. 1. The use of fire extinguishers. Follow the principle of lift, pull, press, sweep. Take measurement the scene of the fire. Pull out the safety keep CO2 of the fire extinguisher. Pressure squeeze the handle of the fire extinguisher to spray out the extinguishing agent. Sweep, hold the nozzle, and sweep back and forth until the fire is extinguished. 2. Precautions for use. 1. Aim at the root of the flame and do not spray the extinguishing agent directly onto the liquid surface. 2. Carbon dioxide and dry powder fire extinguishers cannot extinguish sparks and prevent reignition. 3. Pay attention to self-protection and keep a certain distance from flames when facing the wind. Prevent burns and injuries. 4. Use carbon dioxide fire extinguishers to prevent hand frostbite. Study content. 4. Practical operation.
手提式干粉灭火器是指依靠储气瓶的气体压力作为驱动源喷射干粉灭火剂，并可手提移动的灭火器，具有使用方法及构造简单、灭火范围广等特点。适用范围： 1. 可扑救一般固体物质的火灾。 2. 可扑救水溶性、非水溶性、可燃易燃液体的初期火灾。 3. 可扑救天然气、液化石油气等可燃易燃气体的初期火灾。 4. 可扑救一般带电设备的初期火灾，但不能扑救金属物质火灾。结构组成：手提式干粉灭火器主要由压把、提把、筒体、压力表、软管、喷嘴、铅封及保险销构成。使用方法： 一手握住干粉灭火器的提把，手提或肩扛，快速赶赴火灾现场。使用前，将灭火器上下颠倒几次，使桶内干粉预先松动。之后除去铅封，拔掉保险销。站在火焰上风向或斜上方向2到3米处，一只手握住胶管上喷嘴，另一只手紧握压把，用力下压，对准火焰根部进行左右摆动扫射，并且随着射程缩短，应走进燃烧物或围绕火焰喷射。喷射干粉覆盖整个燃烧区。注意事项：一、使用前应观察压力表指针，处在绿色区域时方可使用，处在红色区域表示气压偏低，不能使用；处在黄色区域表示气压偏高，可以使用，但使用时应注意安全。2、拔保险销时不能紧握把手，否则保险销无法拔出。3、灭火时距离着火点不应超出灭火器有效射程，否则不能有效灭火。4、室外灭火时不能站在下风向灭火，否则会导致喷射的干粉遮挡视线及火焰热辐射对操作人员造成伤害。5、灭火过程中应始终压下压把，不能放开，否则会中断喷射，影响灭火效果。6、扑救容器内液体火灾时，在喷扫时应喷射容器器壁，使干粉覆盖整个容器开口表面，切不可将灭火剂直接冲击液面，以防将可燃液体冲出容器，而扩大火势，造成灭火困难。7、扑救地面流淌火时，应由近及远向前平推，左右横扫，防止火焰回窜。8、干粉灭火剂的冷却作用甚微，灭火后一定要防止复燃。
Study content 5 Thinking. Briefly describe the principles and operating steps of using portable fire extinguishers. Study content 6 Test. Now, please complete the following test based on what you have learned in this lesson. That's all for this class. Thank you.